Okay, so that's part two because I hit the desk and my webcam went off. So this is part two. So anyway, Elon is not brilliant. Okay, they think because somebody who's brilliant a lot of times they don't converse well with humans easily, and you know what that why that is? Because people that are very creative and stuff, let's put it this way, a lot of people that have ADHD or Asperger, autism, I mean, many, there's high functioning to super low functioning, and it's a very radical difference between the ends. But as far as that goes, just people that, I'm trying to say it right. It's not all people that are creative are on a spectrum or have ADHD. But there's a good chance that most people that have ADHD or on the spectrum somewhere probably are very creative in a particular, in at least one genre, either musically or with words or as visual arts or like painting, or some people are just like the spray paint. That's a whole genre in itself these days. With, I mean, spray paint specifically for that, with different, how wide sprays are and stuff. I mean, it's fascinating, and you can't just go to any spray paint. That's not how the professional spray paints artists do use. But in some sort of creative thing, they are usually good at it, or very good with sciences or something like that. Something, because they're able to hyper, just like ADHDs can like have dispersed concentration, they can also have hyper focused concentration where like they forget to eat and drink for a couple of days because they're just working on this chemical issue, or this, microscope thing, or whatever it is, and they just, who was it? Which composer was it that Beethoven? They'd leave food by his door on the floor, yeah, because he didn't even want to be bothered by them. Do you want to eat something? They just leave stuff and for him to do it. Yeah. So I do get that, but I really, you really need to see the first part of this. I'm so frustrated that it's jerked off. But I really, really want to know what you guys think has keeps the Trump, the MAGA base. What is it? Or do you just really think they aren't capable, or don't want to see him for what it is? In hindsight, we've got all this proof. I understand at first being betrayed, being, kind of like gullibled into it, but why still? Even the last time, even after he had 4 years and we saw what happened, why with the virus, with his handling and his abysmal handling of it, I really am curious what you guys think, or if you still are a rabid supporter. Why? Do you really think all of them are telling the truth, Bobert and Green? Do you really think it's just those little warriors for God in our government? Because the holy battle is not fought in the government, right? Yeah, because if you believe the Bible, it's not it's not there. The Holy Bible is like with the devil and things that you actually do in the world. Like, are you going to kill that person or rape that person or steal from that person? What about that person? That's where the holy fight is is fought. It's in the world. Okay? It's not meddling in the government. Okay? That's that's not how it's fought. That changing government is not how holy wars, you know, in the Bible. They didn't. They didn't, because when they did, all hell broke loose. So it's interesting that you guys who also believe that you should keep the races separate and the white race is the only race. Yeah, but that has makes me wonder though, because in terminology, I mean, German, Israel, Canadian, Australian, American, we're all considered Caucasian, right? So aren't Italians considered Caucasian, right? So if you're so against mixing the colors, why are you not upset about mixing the cultures? Because apparently you think it's fine for a French and a German to get married. That's no problem because they're all white. So why did you pick color and not culture? I mean, are you shit or get off the pot? You have problems with the cover, with color, but then again, you also have problems with people that don't put their genitals or do with their genitals what you want them to do with their own genitals. Does that make sense? What business is it of yours? So, I'm just really curious how you factor those things into making it okay to be a Trump supporter. Um, and I have. There's quite a few of my old school friends that come to find out, I see them again on a social media thing and come to realize, by just their particular post, that, oh my, or there's been a few that I've made my own post, a sister, a couple of my friends, people are interacting that I know, and they just come in out of nowhere. They don't know these are my relatives or lifelong friends. They have no idea, and they just start, oh, that's so bullshit and all this to somebody who made a comment, with me, and they're insulting them, and I'm like, excuse me, who the fuck do you think you are, just coming in and dissing everybody on somebody's post that you don't hardly know? You just went to school with them decades ago. She comes in and just starts, yap, 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 just the parrot sheep rhetoric. And I'm like, excuse me, Missy, you don't come onto my post. You can disagree, but you don't come onto my post and start insulting somebody who I'm having a conversation with in the comments. You don't come and just bulldoze, bully, insult them and then expect me to be like, oh, that's okay. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. My effing post. You don't come in like a bull in a china shop, because that's what Trump does. Just everybody shut up and listen to me. No, not on my post. And as far as I'm concerned, not in my effing country. Not in my country. Okay? So, yeah, I'm just really curious why you stay with him. He's a 35-time convicted felon. The only reason he hasn't been sentenced is because of the campaigning. He's been adjudicated, he's been civilly liable sexual rapist. He has done this kind of stuff at the least sexually offended by going and grabbing people's pussies or grabbing them and kissing them as he walks by just because he likes it. Grab a boob grab. No. Oh, it's Trump. Trump. Yeah. Yeah. I said it. I'll say it again. Because he is nothing. The Apprentice, I'll tell you why. The new movie, The Apprentice, which I plan to be watching tonight, why he's fought so hard to not let that get out. Because in The Apprentice, they say it was the show The Apprentice that gave a worldwide image of him being seriously successful. Like, everything he touches turns to gold, kind of the image that he had for a long time. That was created by the people that made The Apprentice. Okay, that created and produced The Apprentice. They took him. He was just basically a lump of Trump, a Trump lump, and they created this image of a ladies' man and rich, powerful, smart, cultured with this show. They created it. And the movie coming out tells you that very clearly. It tells you they created the Trump image, the Donald Trump image, and broadcast that for as many years as it was on. And that is what the world grabbed onto and believed. That is why he does not want it coming out, especially right before election time. That's the fact. They basically, before The Apprentice, he was a Trump lump that was destined to have the shit like it's catching up to him now, catch up to him eventually. And what The Apprentice did, if not for The Apprentice show, he never would have been president, because nobody would have believed that he was richer, more of a ladies' man, more popular, more beloved than he actually in reality was. Okay? If not for them and persisting in not only upholding that image, but like adding on to it as the seasons continued, adding on a little bit of more glitzy, more this, and the more he had that image being pushed out to everybody, the more he actually got that pouring back to him, and then he actually became rich. But that didn't change the Trump lump that he always was. I would just really like to know why you stay with him legitimately. Enough with the name calling shit. Why do you adore him or support him when you know all this? You know he wants to be Hitler. You know he just wants eternal fame in the history books. You know that. That's all it is. He is just a whole big Trump lump of carnal desires with no inhibitions, no regulations, no morality. And he does what he wants, and he does what he needs to get what he wants. End of story. You know Look how he betrayed you during the virus. He just needed your vote. It's the same thing now. He just needs your vote. If it came down the pike, if another virus came down the pike, he would do the exact same thing that he did and that he miserably fumbled with with COVID. And you can be promised that would happen. He literally said it a month or so ago. I just want your vote. After that, I don't care what you do. Why don't you believe him when he tells you that stuff? You believe him when he tells you all the lies he's going to do, all the things that he's done, and he didn't. Some of the shit Obama did, some of the shit he's been claiming Biden did. He didn't do those things. He didn't do the diabetic. He only got a part of it. Biden got it passed all the way. They wouldn't do that for Trump. Okay? So, in the real world, Trump's shit. Trump is his legacy is a lump of crap. Literally, seriously. It's probably in his pants too. But I want to know without by somebody who can do it maturely and not use words like libtards or lefties. Talk like a human fucking being with intelligence and explain to me why those things you let him get away with and you still think he's, God's second son. He was more like Lucifer's second son. I want to know. Peace out. Sorry for my slamming the desk and getting the first video. Sorry. Peace out.